Welcome back to Suitcase Princess. My name is Shauna. If you are new here, we're a homeschooling family of 4 who is very passionate about sharing our love and the logistics of family travel. This video was originally posted over on Making Everyday Magic, my main channel, which is mostly devoted to motherhood and homeschooling. This is our family travel channel. Before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me down in the comments or over on Instagram. Again, just a reminder, this content was originally posted over on my other channel, Making Everyday Magic. New videos will show up here monthly as they are related to travel. You can believe some things you see on the internet. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shauna, and if you are new here, this is a channel that is usually devoted to motherhood and homeschool, secular homeschool specifically, but also a little bit of travel and some fun family stuff. And this is the 4th part of my 5-part series about our trip, our family trip to London. So I'm super excited to share with you today magics and castles. Before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. So today we are talking about probably the best parts of our London vacation. We're gonna go over Stonehenge. We're gonna talk about Salisbury Cathedral. We're gonna talk about Windsor. We're gonna talk about Changing of the Guard, Tower of London, and the crown jewels. Yes. Okay, so where to start? Let's start with, okay, it's gonna be my highlight at the end of the video in case I forget, because I've already gotten distracted about that like 1,000 times. But I did a lot of research for this vacation, and I know that you're all like, oh no, I'm so shocked and surprised because you've only talked about it like 1,000 times. But pays off, y'all, pays off. One of the things that I found, I knew that I wanted to do the changing of the guard. Changing of the guard, if you don't know, happens in 2 locations. It happens at Windsor and at Buckingham Palace, okay? And it's like a whole thing. They shut down real city roads, and it is part of the culture. It is manned by the military. It's like people who've been given, they've had exemplary service and then like kind of been promoted to this awesome, sweet job. And you guys know, the toll used to be made of bear, not made of bear anymore, hats, and like they don't ever crack character, and they stand there in the rain and the snow and sleet, and it's like a thing. It's like a thing, right? Well, they, a few days a week, alternating days, we'll do a Changing of the Guard procession, and it starts, the one in London at Buckingham, starts around the corner, and then there's like barracks, and then a lot of people, and this is what I learned in my research, a lot of people will go stand in front of Buckingham Palace for a few hours ahead of time, hoping to see something happen. But there are a lot of walking tours that you can do, and you can sign up for them, where people will take you and tell you about the things or whatever. So what I found was a YouTube video telling you what you should do by one of those people who gives those walking tours. And they suggested that you do not do what everyone else does, which is go stand in front of Buckingham Palace for a few hours ahead of time, waiting for something to happen. Because something does happen, but it's like, not as big. And so instead, we did what this video recommended, which was head over here to this place, stand in front of it, cross the street, wait for them to come out. It was so cool. There were bagpipes, and you follow them down the street, and you follow them down the center, and then there were like horses crossing, and you cut across the park, and you go over here and see these guys do their thing, and they watch out, and blah, blah, blah. It was a lot of things. And we never actually made it back around to getting right in front of Buckingham Palace, but we saw so much stuff, and it was really, really cool. And so I'm super glad that we did it this way, because we were able to see so much of like the actual happening of it. We also happened to be at Windsor on a day when they're doing the Changing of the Guard there as well, which was really exciting because it's like the only way you can do it is if you have tickets to Windsor, because it's like inside the courtyard area. So that was really cool. We make a point to prioritize whatever our thing was for the day. Again, research. Being at the most important thing when it opens at the start. And this served us so well on this vacation. again, we got to we were like the first people in line in Windsor. So we're like the first people like walking up, and it's like peaceful and quiet and amazing. Windsor is a castle. Well, it is a city, but there's a castle there that has been inhabited since, I think, William the Conqueror by the royal family in some respect. So 1,200, it's not even 1,000 years anymore. It's 1,200 years it's been in habitation, and that was so cool and so amazing. So they also have a display right now, and I'll try to find some pictures from BBC because you're not allowed to take pictures, of Queen Mary's dollhouse. It was a dollhouse that was made for Queen Mary to detail. Like, there's like a little Singer sewing machine that you can find in Windsor. There's like a fireplace screen that you can then find in like a little Hoover vacuum. The books you can open up and they actually have writing and pictures, and then just so cool. It was so cool. The little miniatures, it was just, so cool. And then we were able to go walk around this castle that has, I mean, it was so nice. One of the people who like works there was telling us that like the Crimson Room is only open a couple of months out of the year, and we were lucky to get to be there when that was happening. It was gorgeous. It was so cool. And then like a few days later, I saw that William had been there doing something. I was like, we were in that room. Like, what? It was so cool. So I get excited. You guys know, I get excited. I like a novelty. This was so cool. I'm so glad that we did it. Something I didn't realize is that St. George's Chapel is literally like in the grounds of Windsor. I was thinking it was like in town, so I wasn't prepared for that. I mean, it doesn't matter. It was fine. It didn't have anything to do with me, but it was really cool that it was like right there. And of course, so gorgeous, and like where Henry VIII was buried, and then we saw his stuff at the Tower of London. It was so neat. And my kids do a really, really good job, like in museums and things. And they were really good sports about this whole thing. And it's so cool because like the walls of Windsor, and same thing with the Tower of London, which again is about the same age, is that you can see like the battlements. So you can see the walkways, and at the Tower of London, you can walk on them. That would have been like where people were actively protecting the castle, which is so cool. So it's just so cool. And it's amazing. It was amazing. It was truly, we just don't have things like that here. Like, and that kept tripping me up every time we'd be somewhere. Like, okay, like the Royal Windsor, for example, we ate in a restaurant. It's like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old. Like we're sitting in a place, eating in a place that has not only existed, but has been specifically a restaurant. Like they've been a licensed restaurant for longer than our country has existed. So just every time it blows my mind. So I love to think of things like that. Like it's just craziness of it. So cool. So Windsor, we did Windsor. We also did, it was like our first full day there. What we did is we got up and we hopped on a train and we went to Salisbury. Now Salisbury is the closest city to Stonehenge. So we boarded, there's like a bus tour called, I think the Stonehenge tour, Stonehenge bus. It's green. I'll try to remember. I'm going to link as much as I can. But for one flat fee, and then they a lot of places will do family packages. And I need to try to remember to talk about this in my budget video. Family packages where it's like 2 adults and up to 3 kids gives you like this specific price. They bundle it together for you, which was so nice. But the bus is a double-decker bus, and they give you earbuds to plug in, and it told you about things as you're driving through the city, which I don't know. There were a lot of times I was like, we're gonna have to get out and put Crisco on this bus to get through this medieval little town. Nope. It just like if you're sitting in the front, it looks like we're about to go into a building, and it turns like, oh. So that was wild. If you have ever been in any kind of car, bus, van in a country that is not operated, like not US, because this has happened to us in Jamaica and in Mexico as well, where you're just like, I'm gonna white knuckle this entire extravaganza because it is like that. It is like that, except British and in a double-decker bus. So anyways, so that was cool. Now, one of the things that happened with us with Stonehenge is that the Stonehenge bus specifically, we bought the full thing. So Stonehenge, Old Sarum, and Salisbury Cathedral, where we could see a Magna Carta from like 1214. Oh, so cool. No pictures allowed. So cool. Anyways, so they have a timetable, like the buses leave at this time, because Stonehenge is quite far out of the city. So in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, we'll get there at this time. We'll be able to leave an hour later on the first bus, because first bus back, it's not that much to see. Like, come on. I did not realize, and nowhere in my research did it come up, Stonehenge, like the Stonehenge, the rocks that you go to see, are actually a 30-minute walk from the visitor center. So like where you buy the tickets, the museum they have there, which was so cool. And like the cafe where they sell rock cakes, and I got them because Hagrid, they're good too. I'm not sad. So that was unexpected. So what that did is that kind of pushed off my day schedule by at least an hour the whole time. So we it changed some things, but it worked out. We were still able to make our train back. The whole thing was fine, but I just wasn't prepared for that. And we didn't walk the 30 minutes because there's a bus, but I just wasn't prepared for it to be right there. So still that took up enough time that it did push everything back, which is fine. I wasn't willing to go all that way and then rush through something. So I wasn't doing that. I just wasn't prepared. Salisbury Cathedral was gorgeous. And then I saw Queen Camilla went right after I was there. I was like, I have been there within the last week. And it was just so cool. Yes, something that I was able to educate my in-laws on a little bit about because they're not as familiar with like British history and things like that, is they didn't know that, you know, it's a sign of respect to be buried in the floors and the walls and such of the cathedrals. And so I think that was surprising for them. All the cathedrals we went to, St. Paul's, they didn't accompany us to Windsor, but Salisbury Cathedral, things like that. I think they just didn't know and then were a little surprised by that. But so cool. It was so cool. So we did Stonehenge, which I'm glad we went, and just as exactly as you would imagine, you kind of stand there like, cool, there's some rocks in a field. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You know, that's kind of what I got for that. They have a museum there where they talk about all the things they found. And again, the headset or the audio tour on the bus was so cool because it told us about the surrounding areas and other things they found in the area, which was really nice. And then they take you back into town into Salisbury and you go to Salisbury Cathedral. Well, on our way back, we stopped at Old Sarum, which was an old, 1,000-year-old castle that has since fallen into it's not there really anymore. There's some rocks. But that was really cool. And that was unexpected for me. I didn't even know what it was at all until I saw that it was like part of this tour. And then I was like, do we even want to do that? It was really cool. I honestly, it was nice. It was so much. It allowed us to really see, this tour specifically allowed us to really see a lot of the English countryside, being that we weren't venturing much outside of London. It was very nice. It was so cool. I was glad we got to do it. The kids loved it. It was, just kind of like a field, like a really high field with some rocks here and there, but it was nice to get to see that. And then we took the bus back into town and did the Salisbury Cathedral, which was stunning and gorgeous and still had a massive Christmas tree. I don't know why. And saw the Magna Carta. So, and it's older than the one that is in the National Archives. So my kids have now seen two, but still so cool. We also did the Tower of London. Now, Tower of London, we got there so early. We were the first people in line, and it was really nice because we were able to talk with the workers there. And so, again, research paid off because I knew that once you get in, the first thing you want to do is go to Crown Jewels because it gets really busy. And so I'm like, okay, you're the guy, you're the man, you know the tips and tricks, what can you tell me? And so he gives us all a map. He's like, go to the Crown Jewels. I was like, yes, that's what my research said to do. I love this. This reaffirms what I have been led to believe, which makes me look really cool to all the people I plan this vacation for. I'm like, yeah. So swanky, cool. I don't know where I was going with that, but really, I didn't end well. I apologize. But it was really cool. And we got to see the Cullinan Diamond and the Kohinoor Diamond and, so cool. So cool. Again, you can't take pictures, but we got to learn how they changed the crown to fit Charles, what they had to do. Oh, so cool. And then we got to go in and see all of the horses and Henry VIII's armor, and we learned so much. It was so cool. It was so cool. We got to see the menagerie. We got to go up into the battlements. Got to see the ravens. It was so cool. We got to go in the Bloody Tower. You got to see all of the etchings into the walls. It was so cool. So I'm so glad we did it. It was so nice. It was so wonderful. It was so cool. I don't know what else to say. It was amazing. We had a fantastic trip. I am so glad that we did it. Everyone enjoyed these things. the crown jewels, like at the crown jewels specifically, they want to keep you moving, right? So like there's a moving walkway like at the airport. Okay, so it's like you want to look at it and it's like, man, that's so cool. That's so cool. I just love that it's so cool. It's awesome. And then the next people come and they're like, oh my gosh, look at that. That's amazing. It's so cool. Look at the intricate details. Wow, that's neat. Because they want to keep you moving so that you don't stop and stay there the entire time. Oh, side note, they have a lot of like serving trays. So we're American, right? What do we know? Who do we know about? We know about Queen Victoria, we know about Queen Elizabeth, and we know about George III. So it was kind of a little wild, like seeing George III, like, you know, giant paintings at Windsor and things like that, or seeing full sets of china that they have on display that again are older than our country, like blows my mind. Full sets of china created and made and used for Queen Victoria's coronation, like a gold giant punch bowl that will hold, I think it was like 240 bottles of wine. I'm like, I need one of those. It's so cool. I don't know how else to say it. I was so impressed. The kids were so impressed. Getting to see like the gorgeous embroidered coronation wraps and seeing all the swords. And I'm like, oh, do you remember we watched the coronation and the chick held the sword and she had like amazing biceps and it was amazing. And going to, you know, St. George's Chapel at Windsor and being like, you remember we watched the royal wedding and my kids get excited and I get excited and we're easily excitable people. I don't know if you can tell that, but because of that, we had an amazing time. And I do always say that the more joy you can find in things, the better your life's gonna, because it's fun. It was so fun. We had an amazing time and I can't believe that we got to do these things. And now I get to come here and share it with you just to relive it all again and look at my pictures. And it was so cool and it was so amazing. Harry Potter. Harry Potter. So, if you're unfamiliar, Warner Brothers made and produced the Harry Potter movies. I'm a big Potterhead. Okay, big fan. So, Universal Studios has the licensing rights to theme park rights for Harry Potter. We took a train to Watford Junction and then took a bus. And I believe it's Levingston Studios, but it's the big sound stages where Warner Brothers films like their British stuff. Okay, so we went to the actual sound stages, not the theme park, not Harry Potter World, not that. We went to Warner Brothers Studios and did the Harry Potter tour. Oh my God. It was amazing. It was so cool. My kids dressed, which by the way, in case you were wondering, wands in a backpack going through security do not flag in Houston. They do flag in Miami. Okay, so just pull them out and have them separately because they were like, we need to check this. And you look at the like picture and it looks like a death stick. They pull it out. It's like, that's Luna Lovegood's wand. Thank you. So that was fun for us. Super fun for us. So anyways, kids are dressed to the nines. We come out of the train station where we're supposed to be. Obviously, people know where we're going. A kind gentleman. Everybody was so nice to us the whole time we were there. A kind gentleman was like, you want that bus stop right there. And then a cool green bus pulls up, double-decker bus, and we get on. And I knew I wanted to be there when they opened. My hope was that my cute dress kids would get us to be able to open the Great Hall, but it didn't happen. But that's okay, because the little girl who had a birthday got to open it, so good for her. But we had such a good time. I loved it so much. They take you through, they show you the costumes. They had, again, another little stamp passport where my kids could do things through the way. There were pictures. So when I talk about the budget and I talk about the money that I spent, it is almost entirely pictures. And I'm not sad. I'm not sad. They're so cool. They were dressed up. They get to write a thing and they superimpose them in a video where it looks like they're flying. And it was so cool. And it was like magical mischief was like the special thing they had going right now. So like they're showing you in real time how they did like the invisibility cloak. It was so cool. It was so cool. And then we go into a part and there's like a dragon and you're in Gringotts. And then you can go in and there's like hair and makeup and they're talking. It was so cool and I loved it so much and my kids loved it and we had butterbeer. Oh, we got to walk through Privet Drive and you can look into the night bus. It was so cool. I know I keep saying that. But it was so good. I loved it so much. And I do want to go to Universal Studios and do Harry Potter stuff here. Yes, I do. But this was amazing. I am not sad. It was so cool. We had the best time. I loved it so much. I loved it so, so much. It was so good. It was so good. I spent an absolute, which I just want to point out, the picture people were so nice. And I didn't feel like it was like insanely more expensive than I would have spent here. I maybe spent, because I also bought tickets at our Sherlock game, or not tickets, pictures at our Sherlock game. So I don't feel like I spent less than $100 probably on, no, maybe about $100 on photos. But it got me every single photo, both kids. I got 2 prints. We paid extra to get them special Ministry of Magic identification cards made. So like if you buy enough, I think it's like 60 pounds. If you spend 60 pounds on the first one, they give you half off for the next time there's pictures. We did that. One of the other Harry Potter things that we did do that I meant to talk about in a different video and didn't do is we did make it over to King's Cross Station, platform 9 3/4. They have a little cart that's halfway through the wall that you can take pictures with. They have a queue up. They give you stuff to put on. So cute. And they have a shop there, but the shop's currently closed. But it was so cool. I know, I keep saying it, but I'm still just so excited and it was amazing. So my takeaway, things that were awesome and amazing, absolutely amazing, that we did on this vacation, things that worked out well and that we loved, was planning and research. And I feel like I've said that like just 1,000 times, but I can easily see, and the same thing applies to Disney or any vacation. If you don't plan, if you don't research, some people are go with the flow people. That is not me. That is not me. I want to know that I am doing all the things that if one day, 10 years from now, I hear about a thing, I'm like, oh no, I did that. Or I know and want to do that. That is what I want. And I feel like with this vacation, we spent, 2 days were travel days. So 8 full days there. I feel like if I never go back again, I have checked that box and I can move on. I feel like if I had 24 hours, I know like the 1 or 2 things I would do, and that would be it. I feel so good about this and I loved it so much and we had the absolute best time and my family had an amazing time and we have made amazing memories and it was the best. It was honestly the best. And planning and research. Something that I would have done differently or didn't love. I did not, and I know this, but I really thought it was just me. My credit card doesn't do the tappy-do. My credit card does not do the tappy-do. And I thought it was just me and I didn't know how to use it. Turns out, no. And so everywhere just wanted me to do the tappy-do, but I couldn't because it didn't work. And so I had to insert it, but I just used my husband's card or just insert it. It wasn't a big deal, but I have ordered a replacement now. But I didn't realize it wasn't just me before I left. So that's something I maybe would have done it a little differently. And would I have done anything else a little differently? I maybe would have sat in the very front row at Warner Brothers Studios when you go in to watch the film. I'm not going to tell you why, but I think we would have had a better chance of opening the Great Hall. So that. All right, guys. That's it. That's it for this video, okay? I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you can get past me just saying that's so cool like 1,000 times because that's basically all 5 of these videos. That's so cool. That's it. That's all I got for you. But I hope you liked it. And yeah, I don't know. That's it. That's all I got. If you want to see any more, anything specific, follow me on Instagram or ask me. I'm super happy to share any more. But again, I don't know where the interest is going to be. So yeah, guys. I hope you found it helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. The next video that you will see will be budget, and we're gonna have to talk about it. All right, okay, bye.